Ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing with the normal series of the Road to 1000 Elo. Back at it on episode 32 of the challenge. And with that in mind, I'm going to try my best to hop back into these normal games and see if I can just continue to grind, continue to climb, and continue to make the dream happen. And so go ahead and make sure you're supporting me before we get started by subscribing to the channel and making sure that I also am able to hit 1,000 subscribers. And not too much talk today or anything. We're just going to get straight into the action. Let's go ahead and do it. This is this isn't like my first game playing, whatever, but I feel like anytime I hop into these games, it gets a little nerve-wracking. And now at least I know the Scotch opening a little bit better, right? I'm supposed to do this bad boy, I think. No, I'm tripping. I'm definitely tripping. It was definitely that one. Whatever. All right, looks like we're just gonna make it happen regardless. But they definitely did cut off the route for my knight, so let me just go ahead and get my king castled. Get my king to safety. Reinforce this pawn. Not too peculiar of the start of a game. It would definitely be... I think I can do something like this, just because I have the initiative, I guess, with more of my pieces here. I want to see if he takes there. I'm going to go ahead and trade the queens off. He can either move his bishop back or capture with his king. He opted to move the bishop, which is going to make it harder for him to develop that piece out now that he has to go back here before going out or move the knight off, which he's not just going to maybe. So now I'm going to try and do this. And just bring my pieces out. I got my rooks connected now. We're moving somewhat smoothly. I feel like I'm a lot more developed than he is. My opponent has to make some serious decisions whether or not to just go ahead and castle here, which may not be bad for him. He opts not to. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and take this, double up his pawns, plus force him to start considering castling queenside when I've already pretty much got the edge on development here. That I think helps me in being able to start pushing up some of my pawns on his queen side and do a little bit more damage that way. I'd be losing this pawn if I move my knight up that way. Plus, if I go ahead and try and capture here, I also just allow him to recapture, which can be bad for me. I think maybe I'm just going to go ahead and start pushing these up. Let me think real quick, though. He does have his dark square bishop, so I can maybe start taking the dark squares away from him. And that was something that was pretty expected. I just still don't really have the ability to move this knight away just yet. I think it might be good for me to start moving my knight into play on the other side. Yeah, I don't really want to leave my knight here. If he takes, I could just take back. And so he's not going to do that to just go down material. Or at least, you know, trade off a knight for a rook. Okay, I'm not mad at this move at all. I'm wondering if I exposed myself, though, but he can't really drop his rook down into any of these. Honestly, what I could have done, maybe. But now that I have my knight here, I could protect this pawn. It is also defended by my rook. But with that being said, I could also move this up and give his knight, honestly, nowhere to go besides back. And can that be ideal? Probably not. Plus, that'll allow for my bishop to actually become a little bit more active. He just wants to cut off my bishop, which is okay. This is going to be a troublesome... I might trade that off. I don't feel like I'm getting too much out of these. Oh, no. Well, I say oh, no. But honestly, if he takes my knight for a rook, then okay. I just threaten his rook here to make maybe that move I didn't see a little bit less threatening to me. Plus, I win tempo, if that's right. I'm trying to remember a few moves back if I even had tempo, to be honest. But regardless, I have it now because he's going to have to move back to defend there. And now he has to make a conscious decision, right? It's going to be which one of his rooks does he want to lose? Because he moved it back. But am I just going to lose 2 knights for that decision? That's the tough part, which I think I just did. And I don't know if that's really worth it. But at least let me take this open file here. Now he's up in material. And I have... Yeah, maybe not the best move, but... Oh, and I just let him take that. Okay. Let me just at least start decimating his pawns. I think I give myself a great opportunity there. At least to maybe take back a little bit of what I've been losing. Now I'm threatening this pawn as well. I gotta be careful about getting onto any of these dark squares on this. If you just watched the last episode, I made a conscious point that I'm trying to be better about not blundering my pieces as I blunder my pieces. But, you know, I'm only human after all, you know. We move, or at least we try to. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking, right? I move there. I put pressure over here and on this pawn as well. But what I'm also giving myself the ability to is to double up. And he can't really get his bishop down to threaten this. Plus, if he moves here, I just capture with my pawn. And so the check would kind of be negated. He did move his king up, which is probably a good move from him. I think there gets to a point where I got to start moving these, right? Yeah. I'm going to move it up here. There's no real threat to it, to my pawn there. Plus, it takes out an opportunity for a move for him, whether he wants to stall time or, you know, force me to get out of position. He can't move these now. He can move this into squares that maybe it wouldn't be the best for him, but it's also not horrible. Something I'm saying right away that I don't want to happen. I don't want his rook to be here. Then I just end up losing too many pieces. I'd rather go ahead and just reposition my rook. And now, if he does opt into going here, it doesn't have to be the worst for me because I can put him in check, pin the bishop. This does get a little tricky, naturally. Especially if he positions his knight to make some pressure there. But let's say his knight can't go there. Can go here, move a few different spaces, but I'm going to go ahead and start advancing some of these pawns and maybe at least using the small advantage I have there. And trying to create something for myself. I have to defend this though. So I got to move my king up. Does he just lose his... Okay. Cool, now you can't move there. His bishop is pinned once again. And I like what I have here. Maybe he could have played a different move. My king's just so far away from all the action that, and at some point, this is going to be a problem for me. At some point, this is definitely a problem for me. But it doesn't have to be one now. I like that I have my rook here at least. He moves his... He can't really defend this. He can't really defend... Oh, okay. Let me just stay on the light squares and I win. If I just stay on the light squares, I win, ladies and gents, I think. And he can't really defend his pawn at all. So that's something. Wait. I'm trolling. I'm actually trolling. This is why you can't... I could have just taken... Oh my gosh, bro. I could have just taken the bishop. I could have just taken the bishop. I definitely could have just taken it. Okay. Nah, that's cool. Nah, I like that. All right, word. Sometimes you just have to just take a moment to breathe, bro. Because what was that? I want to make his king dance, you know? I'm going to find a way to still win this. I'm going to end up beating myself up if that causes me to get, like, a draw. But I'll find a way to overcome. He shouldn't be able to do anything about this, though, I believe. Okay. I'm trying my best not to just let it be a king rook endgame, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I'm the most confident in securing that win and getting the checkmate. Let's see. But I do have a nasty discover check about to happen here potentially. I'm trying to maybe look like I'm trying to keep the pressure up on his bishop, when in all actuality I just want to get his bishop. I really just want to get my rook here, and then have like that. Yep. Okay. This is good. My opponent fell for it. They fell for it. Did they? Or did I? Because if I promote to a queen here, he'll just take. But if I leave it there and I try and reinforce, he just takes, I take, and then he just takes back. Which means I gotta... Oh, no. Am I trolling? I think I trolled. Oh, that's so frustrating. I refuse to let it just be a draw. I refuse to let this just be a draw. I should. But I don't want it to go down like this. Maybe I should just accept it. Maybe I should just accept it here. I'm low on time. Let me accept the draw. I really could have just taken his bishop. Whatever. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run another game. I hope you all enjoyed this episode 32 or whatever. I know I'm gonna get killed for this in the comments again, from not just taking a second to like analyze my moves, because I had the win there. But with that being said, again, make sure you subscribe and follow along for the journey, because we're back on the train. Episode 33 coming soon.